Alright, let's continue with challenging practice B and problem number 2. Alright, pause the video, take your time, read the problem and process it. Try to solve the problem yourself and then check the video only if you failed or if you just get stuck. No? Alright, so the solution is, so 3/8 of the passengers in the bus were adults and the rest were children. So the first thing to so you can clearly see, right, there will be before and after. So before, where's my pen? Right, before, what was before, right? You had your adults, and you had your children, right? Adults you had, so you have a fraction 3/8, right? So total units will be 8 and 3 units will be adults, right here, and 5 is the leftover. 5/8 will be children. Okay, all right. And after they tell you that at the next stop 6 adults and 6 children boarded the bus, right? So we write again our adults and our children, and we copy the totally same picture, right? We have our 3 units and we have our 5 units, right? So what happened here, right? There wasn't this extra something, which is, extra group of people, right? Which is 6 adults, and we have this extra group of people, right? Which is six children, right? And they tell us as a result, so the fraction was before 3/8, right? We have our 3 units, and we have, so basically we can write like this, right? This is our fraction 3/8. This is our fraction 5/8. But when these 6 people, 6 adults and 6 children came in, right, the fraction changed, right? Their proportion changed. They became 2/5. So adults, right? Adults became 2/5. So consequently, this is 3/5, right? And And if you look on your model, right? This is why it is important to draw, because everything becomes very, very clear. You can see that this are 2 units and this are 3 units. 3 units. So basically it was kind of a hint, I guess, right? That this 6 people, when they come in, this is what happens. 2/5 and 3/5, right? The change of the proportion. All right, we can keep this thing, right? Sorry about that. And that's it, right? We can clearly see that our one unit is these 6 people, right? These 6 people that came. So if this is 1 unit, right, we need to know what? We need to know our 8 units. That 8 units before, right? These 8 units before. So this is what we do. 8 units is equal to 6 times 8, which is 48. And that's your answer. 48 people were on the bus at first. That's it. Okay, next problem. 3/8 of the passengers in the bus were adults, the rest were children. At the next stop, 6 adults now and 4 children boarded the bus. As a result, 3/7 of those in the bus were adults. Right? How many passengers were in the bus then? Okay, and this is a tricky one, but don't worry. If we go step by step, everything will be very clear. So again, right, we have our before. Right, before we had adults, and we had children, right? So again, same thing, 3/8, right? So you have your fraction 3 units, right? And you have your 5 units, right? So nothing changed, right? This is 1 unit, this is 1 unit, these are 3 units out of our fraction. This is our 5 units. As a fraction is going to be 3/8. As a fraction is going to be 5/8, right? So what happened next? After, right? Before and after. 6 adults came and 4 children boarded the bus, right? So first, like, I want to pay attention on the adults, right? Why is it like this? Right, I'm gonna keep my finger accurately. Adults, right? So we have our 3 units of adults that we had, right? And 6 adults came. So we can draw it like a kind of a block, right? And I can tell that it is 6, right? So we will have to draw our children too. But before we do that, I want to pay your attention on this sentence, right? Third sentence. As a result, 3/7 of those in the bus were adults, right? So they tell us that this fraction will be 3/7. Total amount of units will be 7. And the adults will be 3 units, right? So, okay, let's forget about our children. How do we transform this thing? How do we transform this thing into this 3 units, right? So I will just write it down. 3 units, right? How do we transform this thing into 3 units? Well, basically, we take this and we need to break it down into 3 small blocks. 3 small blocks. Right? Well, I'm sure you're gonna draw it accurately, right? Which will be two of each, right? And now this thing will look like this. So I'm gonna write again, adults, right? So we have our unit, and we have this small little block of 2. We have our unit, and we have our small little block of 2. We have our unit, and we have our small little block of 2, right? This is how you can see clearly we have our 3 parts, right? 3 parts. We have this, and this. And this is how we have our 3 units. Or in other words, the fraction, 3/7, right? If this is 3/7, the leftover will be 4/7, right? Children. Now we come back to our children, right? So this is our unit. This will be our unit, right? So we just have to redraw it 4 times, right? Unit and this piece of 2, and then unit, and then this piece of 2, right? And then this unit, and then this piece of 2, and then this unit, and last piece of 2, right? So what happens? What changed from this previous picture over here, and now we have this picture over here, right? We had 5 units basically, and now we have 4 units. 4 units, right? So from the problem we know that 4 kids entered the bus, right? Or at the bus stop. 4 kids entered the bus, and one of our units transformed. One of our unit, this 5th unit, right? It disappeared. So it disappeared because it was broken down into this 2 and 2, right? I hope you follow. I'm gonna repeat it again, right? So before we had 5 units. And now we have this 4 units and 4 pieces of 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. We know that 4 kids came in. So these are these 2 pieces. So these 2 pieces, they came from 1 unit. There was 1 unit, but it was broken down into these things, right? Into these 2 and 2. That's it. So it tells us that basically that 1 unit, right? It was this 2 plus 2, right? It was 4 children. 1, unit is 4 children, right? And everything becomes very easy now, right? We come back to our initial picture, right? 8 units of total. So if 1 unit is 4 children, then 8 units is 4 times 8 is 32, right? 32. This is initial amount. We just calculated. That was before, right? Before how many people in the bus, right? And then our 32, and then they say 6 adults came and 4 children came. So 42, right? This is after. It's a bit messy. 42 after. And this is our answer. 42 people were on the bus. That's it. All right.